Hello, friends, and welcome back to r/IDontWorkHereLady. And today we have some great stories that I'd like to bring to your attention. So our first story is about a vindictive lady who first mistakes a buyer for an employee and then tries to sick the cops on him. Second story is about Karen, who tried to fire a man but failed. And our third story, I love this title before I clicked. I fart for revenge. I fart for justice. So I hope you guys get comfortable and let's get started. Do I look like I work here? Wait, don't answer that. So, a bit about me. For several years, I worked for a local railroad on the East Coast. I shared a story about an incident at this railroad in another subreddit, and that reminded me of a rather funny story from my time working for the company. Okay, so a little background here. The industrial railroad section I operated served a rather large port and a handful of smaller, relatively speaking, building materials companies, including a couple of those big box types, Big Blue and Big Orange. About once a week, I was tasked with putting a carload or two, sometimes three, of lumber and various large building materials in a siding that ran up to a dock behind one of the two big box stores. I think it was Big Orange, but don't hold me to that. Anyway, it was also alongside the parking lot. Since we operated with a RCO, remote control operation system, I would often find myself standing in odd places watching the movement of the train while I got things positioned and whatnot. My uniform is the key to the story. Battered blue jeans, steel-toe boots, long-sleeve shirt, hard hat, sunglasses, and most importantly of all, a bright reflective vest which I wore over the shirt. Oh, and the belt pack, which had all the controls for the train slung over my chest hanging at the belt area. So I looked nothing like the normal employee of this particular store. One hot summer day, I found myself fighting with a car whose pin simply refused to drop. Got stuck up, and no amount of shaking it or cursing was going to change that, so being the intrepid sort, I decided that some percussive maintenance was in order. Yes, I was going to beat the snot out of that thing. That'll teach it a lesson. Heading into the store, I made my way to the hardware area to find the heaviest small sledgehammer I could. That's where the stupidity begins, and it only gets worse. SC, stupid customer, M, me, PD, cops. So I head down to pick up the hammer I need, only to have a lady poke me in the shoulder. SC, where are the spanners? Me, wrench? You mean wrenches? I don't know, around here somewhere. SC, well, where around here? Me, I don't know, probably next aisle over? With that, I turned and walked off. The lady wasn't impressed by such action, it would seem. SC, aren't you going to show me? You have to show me. Me, no, I don't. Find someone that actually works here that can help you. I figured that was that. But the lady kept following me up front. I paid with my card, took the hammer, started walking back through the store in the direction of the dock area, an area off limits to customers, I might add. The whole time, this lady kept following me and repeating over and over again the mantra of, you have to help me. This quickly evolved to, if you don't help me, I'm getting you fired. I really didn't care at this point, so I walked out onto the dock, then down to the track level, overhearing something of a commotion behind me. I only caught a few snippets of it. I assume it was a manager of some sort explaining that I didn't work there, but honestly, I don't know. It took a good 15 minutes of banging away on that pen to finally get it to drop, which meant I was all set to go, right? Oh, wait. Turning to climb from between the cars, I come face to face with a pair of police officers looking down at me with some very severe looks and a couple of employees watching me curiously. The cops looked ready to shoot me, smack me, or just put a good beat down on me when one spoke. PD, leave the hammer where it is and come up here and explain just what you're doing. Me, my job. I work for the railroad. PD, uh-huh. Didn't sound like he believed it. And what were you doing there? Me, rusty coupling pin. I had to hammer it back into place. PD, we got a report about somebody vandalizing or breaking railroad property. At this point, I pointed to the letters on my vest that spelled out the railroad's name, the belt control pack I was wearing, and produced my company identification, even made the hornblatt for them with the belt control pack. This seemed to satisfy the officers, who turned and walked in the direction of where the couple of employees were, and yes, the lady from before. I didn't hear what they said, but from the way the lady scuttled away, I got the impression that the officers had, as we say where I'm from, put the fear of God in her. Lady assumes I work for the big box place, then realizes I don't. In an effort to get some petty revenge on me, she calls the cops on me. It's not very effective. Oh, geez. Calling the cops on somebody because they don't help you find something you could look for your damn self? If I was a cop, I would never take these Karens seriously. Moving on to our second story. Talking to someone on your own time? How dare you? This happened yesterday at my local supermarket. The cast: LOL, lovely old lady; K, entitled Karen; M, manager; CE, confused employee; and of course, me as me. So I'm a fairly tall guy, about 1.97 meters or 6'5". I get asked to grab things off the top shelves by people shorter than me on a regular basis. And when I see somebody struggling to reach a product, I often offer to help myself. So of course, when I saw this little old lady stretched out, standing on her tippy toes, trying to reach for a pack of crisps, I asked, "You need some help, ma'am?" LOL. "Oh, yes, dear. If you could grab me 2 packs of those crisps, that would be wonderful." Me. "No problem. Here you are." I hand her the 2 packs. Then the little old lady started to ask about how I remind her of her grandson because he's also tall and also wears those kinds of music shirts. I'm wearing a shirt with the skull of the whispered one from Critical Role, but I chose not to correct her on that one. We keep chatting for about 5 minutes, and during this time, Karen of this story pops her head into the aisle 2 or 3 times and looks in our general direction. I didn't really think anything about it yet. So after about 5 minutes, the little old lady thanks me again and goes on her way. Time for me to choose what kind of crisps I want. Nope. Karen, are you finally done talking? I've been waiting 15 minutes. What do you think your boss would say about wasting 15 minutes talking to a customer? Me, confused. I'm pretty sure he doesn't care who I talk to. K, you're trying to tell me he doesn't mind you wasting time? Me, yeah? And even if he would mind, I don't see how it would be any of his business. Karen, nonsense. Anyway, I need brand X coffee beans. Me, still oblivious to the fact that she thinks I'm an employee. As far as I know, the coffee's in the next aisle. I'm sure you'll find it there. K, I know it's in the next aisle, you idiot, but the shelf where it's supposed to be is empty. Me, well, sorry, can't help you then. I turn around looking at the crisps again. K, that's it. I'll have your job for this. It's not until now that I realize she thinks I'm an employee there, even though I'm wearing a black shirt with a skull on it and the employees wear light blue button-up shirts with name tags. I wanted to explain to her that I do in fact not work there and this must be a misunderstanding, but she's already storming off. I continue shopping, and a few minutes later I'm standing at the dairy section next to an actual employee who's stalking, and I hear her shouting again. Okay, that's the one, that's him. The manager walked up to the confused employee next to me and asked him, "This lady tells me you've been wasting 15 minutes just making small talk to a customer, then you refuse to help her. Can you tell me what happened?" Confused employee. That's not true. I did help someone find the grated cheese, but then I went right back to stalking. Karen. No, not him, the other one. Pointed at me. The manager looked at me and then looked at Karen. Ma'am, this is obviously not an employee here. Me. No. How the F did you think I was an employee? I obviously don't look like one. K. And now he's swearing at customers too. You need to fire him. I just facepalm at this moment and looked to the manager in the eyes and said, "You know what? No need to fire me. I quit, effective immediately." Then I turned to CE, who's failing to understand what's going on, and say, "It was nice working with you, mate. See you later." And I shook his hand. I could see all 3 trying to figure out what just happened when I walked past them to check out, and I couldn't stop laughing on my 3-minute walk home. I fart for revenge. I fart for justice. Sorry for the formatting errors. A few years back, I went to the States on a family holiday. Being from England, we wanted to see all the historical sites, so of course we had to go to a Walmart. On the big day, I made the mistake of wearing a navy top and some cool new khaki shorts I got. Now, having worked in retail myself in my teens, I realized my uniform matching mistake as soon as I saw the checkout. We went around as a family, oohing and awing at how big the store was. Seriously, they're giant compared to most big stores here. Anyway, we split up after a little while and went to look at our separate interests. I found myself in the video game section, seeing what was out over there, and after a while I hear a rather stressed out, "Hello," come from behind me. Now I'm hard of hearing, so I don't always catch the first time somebody's speaking to me if I can't see them, Believing that's what happened here, I swung around ready to say sorry and explain, I'll be me and B-word lady will be BL. BL, thank you. Finally, you're so damn rude. Did your mother not teach you how to behave? I've been trying to talk to you for the last 5 minutes. She really did extend her words like that. Me. Sorry, I might not have heard you. I'm BL. I don't care what your excuse is. I want these. Shoves a list right into my stomach, causing me to drop the game I was holding and catch the list. I also had a bit of an upset tummy the last few days due to the food difference adjustments on the holiday, so a push right there was not very nice. Me. I don't work BL. No more excuses from you. Now you listen here. You're going to scamper away and get what's on there and do your job. Unlike you, some people have real jobs. I'm a lawyer. I don't have time to run around and do this. Air quotes with their fingers. Work. So go on now, boy. Okay, so A, I'm 24. B, did you really just air quote me? C, hell no. Retail work is hard work. Me, I do not work here, B-word. And even if I did, I would execute my right to not have to serve you as you're being demeaning, self-righteous, rude, ignorant, and a mean person. Do your own work. Now is my real time to shine. For the last week, I'd been shouted at and laughed at by my family, all in good nature, due to my stomach causing me gas, loud, smelly gas. I took her paper just in time, held it to my bottom, and let out the biggest, wettest fart you've ever heard. I'm not going to lie. It felt good. It went on for a good 5-ish seconds, and her face was a picture. Me. And here's your list back. She actually took it. The holiday was really good, too. What do I say? Not all heroes wear capes. Well, thank you all so much for watching to the end, and we'll see you in the next video.